Hi guys, thanks again for tuning in. Today we're going to have a look at the DC Comics Multiverse Suicide Squad Batman. The packaging is pretty much the same as what we've seen in previous multiverse figures. This one is from Suicide Squad, so it's got the Suicide Squad logo there. Nice big window in the front. Image of the character. Same image again used on the side and on the back. Figures that comes in the same series, although 4, 5 and 6, actually no, 1, 4 and 5 have not been released yet in Australian retail. Let's start off with the head. So the head is quite nicely sculpted. It's got a gas mask on there which has been painted a gunmetal. You can also see the eyes have been painted. It's actually quite a nice head sculpt. Next we've got the gas grenade. The gas grenade is pretty simple, there's no paint app on it, and it is kind of a soft rubbery plastic. And then we've got the grappling gun. The grappling gun, there's nice little detail in there, which is good to see, but the paint app is quite basic. And also, I don't know why they keep using this really soft, squishy material to make their guns out of. And then we've got the 3 batarangs. So, for the size, they're pretty well sculpted, and there's a bit of paint app on the edges of these batarangs, which is nice, and they're curved. And they're also kind of squishy as well. And then lastly we've got the handcuffs. Straight black, no paint job on it, but the design looks okay. And again, it's squishy, which in this instance is a good thing, because then you can deform this bit to get the criminal's hands inside, which I'll show you in a minute. And lastly, a look at the Killer Croc piece. So there's actually some nice sculpted detail on the body for the texture of Killer Croc's skin, and some nice croc-like features sculpted in the back. And the paint job is not too bad, it kind of resembles crocodile skin, so that's quite nice to see. And then for the neck piece, there is a separate joint, which is nice, and then we've got an ab crunch there, which is also good to see. Alright, let's do the head swap. So the head is quite rubbery and soft as well, so it's quite easy to take off. And then let's put it back on. It's a little bit tight. I'm going to put some effort into this one. And next, I'm just going to put his grappling gun in his hand. Doesn't help that the gun is soft and rubbery. And as you can see, it does look kind of small. And then the batarang kind of just fits between his index finger and his thumbs. But his hands are really stiff. It's really strange, because usually the material for the hand should be soft and pliable, whereas the weapons should be rigid. But on these figures it's the other way around, so it's really frustrating trying to fit something into like a really tight hand without being able to move it at all. Anyway, I give up on that. And lastly, with the help of the lovely Harley Quinn as our assistant, the handcuffs. So they just slip on like that. I think this figure does a pretty good job at capturing the essence of Ben Affleck's Batman. The body proportion is quite good. It's got really broad shoulders and really, thick, muscular upper body. And even the face sculpt, I think, does a good job of resembling Ben Affleck in the suit. Speaking of the suit, the whole thing has really nice texture throughout, so it's not just a smooth sculpt, and it even has creases in the costume that you would see in real life. The bat symbol on the chest also has texture. There's nice detail in the belt, and then down to the boots, it also has a nice leathery texture to it. And the cape, there's not really any texture on the cape, it's just kind of glossy material. It is quite soft and bendy. Alright, let's start off with the head. There is actually a ball joint in the neck, but because the ball is so deep in the head, it doesn't really leave you any room for upwards or downwards tilt. So he can't really look up or down. He can only basically look left and right, which is a bit of a shame. And moving on to his shoulders, it's a pin and hinge joint, so you can lift up his arm quite a lot, and obviously they go all the way around, and the cape doesn't really interfere with the shoulders either, so that's good. He's got a bicep swivel, a single jointed elbow, which is about 90 degrees, and wrist rotation. And he's got ab crunch, but the range isn't that great. You get, from there to there, so it's minimal, but it's there. And you also have waist rotation. Then moving down to the legs, he's got the DC kind of cutout hips, which I don't really like because it leaves really ugly gaping holes when you lift his leg sideways, but he can do massive splits. And then he can obviously lift his leg up as well, and it comes up that far, and it goes back that much. And he doesn't have a thigh swivel, instead he's got like a swivel at the top of the knee, and that goes all the way around. And he has a single jointed knee, and it's about 90 degrees, and he has ankle tilt, but no ankle rocker, so that's disappointing. First up is Deadshot from the same series, and I've just found a generic rifle for him to hold for the time being, as he doesn't actually come with one. And here he is with Harlequin from the same series, and here we have Batman from The Dark Knight Returns, and here he is compared to the Movie Master's Batman from the Dark Knight trilogy, and here he is compared to the Mafex Batman 2.0, and here he is compared to DC Icon's Batman. And lastly, a comparison with the Marvel Legends Bucky Cat Buck. This is Cyclops, and I think the scale works really well here, so the Multiverse DC figures seems to fit in quite nicely with the Marvel Legends line. I picked this guy up at my local Toys R Us for $24.99 Australian dollars, which will come to about 20 USD at the current exchange rate. And for that price, I think he is a pretty good figure. He does come with a lot more accessories than his BSV counterpart, which is actually $40 here in Australia for some strange reason. And I really like the masked head that comes with this particular version, so I'll be displaying mine with this head on. That's it from me for this review. Thanks again for tuning in and watching my video. If you guys liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I will catch you guys next time.